Okay, this video is actually working, and I've had the opportunity now to check and see that the video is actually working, and the sound on it is actually working. So there were a couple more things that I wanted to add because I wanted to make it quite public. All of these incidences that happened in Ottawa with Miss McKenna and Emma Maloney lying to take the children were actually sorry, something wrong with the camera. Were reported to Ottawa Police. Ottawa Police, and I do swear that this is the truth, Ottawa Police claimed that my claims of rape were frivolous. Ottawa Police said that I told them that the Judge Roberts was lying, that there was domestic violence, that there were police reports at Gospel Oak Police Station for both fathers, that I was actually cleared of the information. Ottawa Police told me that it didn't matter, that they were going to do whatever they wanted to do. So I did report the rape claim to Toronto Police, who did take video evidence in their station, and they did take it seriously, but unfortunately they were unable to do something, as the incident actually took place in another borough, and they were actually taking on the responsibility of another borough. The information was also reported to Toronto Children's Services, and while Ottawa Children's Services refused to act on the information, although in all the courts I have filed over 300 or 400 pages of evidence that the Jewish and African community were lying, it wasn't taken seriously. But when I did approach Children's Aid here in Toronto, they did ask for the file, and they are investigating it at the present moment. I was supposed to get a response last month, but they're still looking into the file, which is understandable, because if you read the file, you'll see very clearly that I was cleared of all these allegations by Judge Ross, and it did make the front pages. So basically the children were basically in my legal care. Their defense is that you're a whore, you're a slut, you're a prostitute, you're not Jewish, you're not African, you're not clean. It's hardly a defense. There is no law in Canada or in the UK that says that you're incapable of parenting, you can't have your children. In fact, I was never able to parent the children at all. I was never able to love the children, because they were taken the minute they came out of my womb. They were actually taken from my warm womb, still warm from being 9 months in my womb. I don't need to express to you what a disgusting, violent, racist act of violence that is on me, and I don't need to express to you how disgusting it is for the child who's been in my womb for 9 months to be separated so violently by the mother. And then every time, like right now, I just made a video, I'm trying to defend myself, trying to, you know, give my side of the story, you know, I'm having to deal with, and I'm not unaware of unconscious processing of how pictures are controlled, you know. So if I don't have enough money, or if I don't present myself in a certain way, how it can give the impression of certain things. I'm more than capable of loving and caring for my children, and what I have had to do is defend myself against men who have forced themselves on me. Sometimes I've had to lay down my arms, so to speak, in order to survive, in order for my partner to survive as well, and I've had to deal with extremely aggressive behavior that has been imposed upon me in a very implicit manner. You know, they're very polite about it, you know, but basically walking into a birthing suite and removing 3 children and then lying on oath left, right, and center is not really respectable. And even if I were the things they said I were, you know what, there are people who have a drink problem, drugs problems, and they get their children, and they have access to their children. I don't have a drink problem, I don't have a drug problem, I don't have a mental health problem. I've been traumatized, and I suppose in that respect I have been somewhat disabled, because I've been in a state of shock because of the extreme psychological